Hey everyone, Tom Jones here. Today we were talking about something that stresses out a lot of business owners, the major roadblocks that stop growth. Most business owners I work with are amazing at sales, but that is not the problem. What I hear over and over again right now is costs are up, hiring is hard, and I feel busy all the time, but I still cannot tell what is actually working. The core issue is visibility, clean numbers you trust, margins you understand, and simple systems so the business is not bottleneck at you. Cash flow is just where you feel the pain first. And when you fix that, you get more peace, steadier money in your pocket, and growth without constant work. Now, again, do me a quick favor before we start. Grab that pen and paper so you can take your notes, because I'm going to give you a few simple tweaks that you can write down and use right away. I want you to leave with some type of plan, not just, yeah, that was a nice little live, but I want you to actually write some stuff down that you can actually do. Now, again, today is for general education only. This is not tax, legal, or accounting advice. Every business and every family is different, so talk with your own advisor before you make your decisions. And if you don't have an advisor, direct message me and we'll set up a time to talk. Whether you're watching this now or later, I'm glad you were here. All right, let's get into it. If you're not getting the growth you want, it's usually not because you need more hustle. It is because you're trying to grow on a shaky foundation. A lot of owners think the problem is marketing. More leads, more ads, more posts, more referrals. Marketing helps, but if your business has cash flow problems, weak profitability, and messy numbers, more sales does not fix the stress. It magnifies it. So today I'm going to break down the big roadblocks that stop growth and what to fix first if you want to scale without feeling like you are one bad week away from panic. Because here's the truth. You cannot scale chaos, but you can scale systems, you can scale profit, and you can scale predictable cash flow. This is exactly why I teach everything through my 6 pillars: clean financials, profitability, cash flow visibility, systems and delegations, and business value, and smart owner planning. Because if one is weak, growth feels more like chaos than growth. Roadblock number 1. This is the one nobody wants to admit. Most business owners do not trust their numbers. They have numbers, but they do not trust them. The P&L looks fine. The bank account looks okay, but deep down you feel something's off. Think about your setup for a second. What is happening with your books lately? Are you checking them monthly? Or does it get ignored until tax time? Let me ask you a few simple questions. Just answer them in your head. When you look at your reports, do you feel confident or are you unsure what they're actually saying? Could you answer these questions fast? What is your profit margin? What is your monthly break-even number? How much cash do you need in the bank to sleep at night? If you cannot answer those questions quickly, you're making decisions without a clear dashboard. And I'm not saying that to judge you. I'm saying that because it is fixable. Remember that, it is fixable. Here's what that leads to. When you do not trust the numbers, you hesitate. You hesitate to hire, you hesitate to invest, you hesitate to raise prices, and worst off, you hesitate to take time off. Simple tweak to write down. Start with a clean financial data. Get your books accurate, review them monthly, or even if you start keeping them up to date, review them every week until you get comfortable with them. Because you need to trust your numbers to create confidence in your decisions. All right, getting to the next roadblock. Roadblock number 2, weak profitability. You might be busy, but are you profitable? A lot of owners are great at sales, getting the work, but they don't know what their true margins are. Tell me, how do you follow the margins right now? Do you follow them by the job or just the whole picture at the end of the month? Here's why that matters. If you do not know what makes money, you can be booked out and exhausted and still not building wealth. Here's what that leads to. Thin margins show up as stress. You work hard, but there's not enough left over. Owner pay feels random, hiring feels risky, and that one bad month wipes out your progress. Here's what you want instead. Imagine knowing exactly which jobs make money and which ones do not. Then you keep the winners, fix the losers, and stop guessing. And fixing the losers, don't be afraid. You may just have to drop the losers short term until you can figure out how to fix them and just keep working with the winners. Simple tweak to write down. Have that pen and paper. Pick one service this week and calculate its real margin. If it is low, ask why. Is it pricing? Is it time? Is it labor? Or is it materials? Then fix one thing. One small fix to your margins often creates big jump in cash flow. Roadblock number 3. Now let's talk about the one that keeps owners up at night. Cash flow visibility. Cash flow is not just money in the bank. Cash flow is knowing what is coming in and going out over the next 4 to 13 weeks. Do you have a simple way to see cash coming in and going out? Or are you winging it week to week? Here's what's happened when you are guessing. You get blindsided. A slow week hits, big bill hits. Customer pays late that you were counting on to pay that payroll that's coming up fast. Not only that, you have taxes that are coming up fast. Coming up to April 15th, March 15th for corporations. And even if you're profitable on paper, you still feel tight. Here's what that leads to. When cash timing becomes the issue, that is what causes the stress owners feel weekly. Here's what you want instead. If you could see the 13 weeks before they happen, you would make calmer decisions. When to hire, when to buy equipment, when to push those collections from your receivables, when to slow down spending because maybe your receivables aren't coming in or you just the timing of them, and when it is safe to take money out. This is a cash flow mastery pillar. Predictable cash flow is what turns hope into a plan. Now I've got a 13-week cash flow template that you can do. If you go to my website, p6biz.com/13-week-cash-flow-forecast, I'm giving away a free template. Basically, it's going to start with it being in cash, have all your bills ready, have all your receivables ready. You map out when you're going to collect all that, and it will plug it down into a 13-week forecast for you. Something just real easy to update every week. I'm also going to put this link in my comments when I'm done here so that people have access to it. Roadblock number 4. This is a big one. It can be a big one. You are the bottleneck. If everything runs through you, growth stops. Be honest. Do you call most of the shots, or does your team truly own parts of the business without you? What does that mean? That they can make decisions, that they can keep the business running if you're not there. You trust them to make the decisions because you've trained them correctly. Let me make it simple. If you disappeared for 2 weeks, would your business continue operating normally? Continue operating, but worse, catch on fire and everybody texts you urgent. If it is C, you're not alone. That is a lot of businesses. But here's what that can lead to. When you're the bottleneck, your business value stays low, but your stress value stays high, and you cannot get your time back. Here's what you want instead. Systems where your team knows what to do without asking you every 5 minutes. Simple thing to do there. If your team is coming in all the time asking you what to do before they come in, train them to say, come to me with what your 3 decisions would be on this item. They come in with their 3 decisions. You pick the one that you would pick and tell them why. Eventually, they're going to learn this, and they're not going to come to you every 5 minutes. This is a systems and delegation pillar. You build those SOPs, you delegate decisions. Not only do you delegate decisions, you train them on how to make the decisions, and you create clear handoffs. Stop being the only person who can solve those problems. Simple tweak on this one to write it down. Document one process this week, just one. My suggestion would be, what's the one in the last week that has caused you the most stress? Document that. Here's some other examples. How to handle a client call, how to invoice, how to schedule jobs, how to collect past due invoice. Teach it once, that starts the shift. If you're thinking, okay, Tom, where do I start? Here's the order. Step 1, get that clean financial data. You can't make decisions without having those accurate books that you trust. You can have books, but if you don't trust them, you're not going to make good decisions. Then move on to profitability and margins. Know your break-even points and what actually makes you money. What type of jobs make you money? What type of jobs don't? Because you want to get rid of the ones that don't, because they're draining you. They're stressing you out. Next is going to be that cash flow visibility. Predict the next 4 to 13 weeks so you stop guessing. And again, download this free template I've got and start using it. Step 4, remove those bottlenecks. Document processes and delegate. Train your staff on how to make decisions. Have them come in with how they would solve it first, as an example, and you tell them why you would pick one of their 3 versions. If you start doing these 4 things, you will grow faster and have less stress. Because growth is not about motivation. It's about removing those constraints. And again, remember, what you measure, you can manage. As you manage, those constraints get less and less and less, allowing you to grow. If this hits home and you're thinking, Tom, this is exactly what is happening, but I do not know where to start. Here's what I will do. Again, I've got that 1-page tool. It's a 13-week cash flow template, and will help you with your growth. It helps you do 3 things. See what cash is going to look like before it happens. Spot the weeks where growth will strain the business. And maybe in those weeks, you can target new jobs that actually make more money, or you have to collect on receivables. Decide when you can make the next best move, when to hire, when to pause spending. Maybe I'm not pricing enough and I need to raise those prices, or tightening up your processes. If you want the template, send me a direct message, or even go directly out to the website, p6biz.com/13-week-cash-flow-forecast. And if you want to go one step further, I would love for you to book a free 30-minute proactive cash flow and profit strategy session. In that call, we'll talk back and forth. I'll ask you some questions. But the big thing is that we'll figure it out together. Which roadblock is really holding you back right now? Is it cash flow? Is it profitability? What's the major one that's blocking you right now? And we'll figure out what to fix first. Your numbers, your cash flow, cash visibility, or the bottlenecks. And Within that 30 minutes, we'll give you a 30-day plan so you can stop guessing. We'll just map out quick what you can do in the next 30 days really quickly. I mean, not an in-depth plan, but we'll give you a few pointers of what you can do in the next 30 days so you stop guessing. Again, I'll post that in the comment section. Use that link to book your 30-minute call, or even just send me a direct message and I will send you the booking link. And by the way, do you know of any other businesses or individuals who could use our services? Please share my name with them, have them book a call with me, direct message me, use the link, share the video with them, and we can go from there. Again, thank you for your time today, and hopefully that you found some helpful items in this, and we'll see you next week when we'll have another live that will give you some more information on. Thank you, and have a great week.